Now it's time to wake up. Kincaid and Salchunas is on the air. Broadcasting live on the Fanatic app and YouTube channel. Here are your hosts, John Kincaid and Andrew Salchunas. 97.5 The Fanatic, Philadelphia.
All right, www.
You don't have to say it anymore. You just type in the website. You don't have to do that anymore. www. You don't do that. You just go right to the website.
Oh, no, that's not what I'm doing. Bye week. There's
got to be some L's.
They rest their starters week 18, get the L. 16 and 1. 16 and 1 will be the record for your Philadelphia Eagles. Happy day after schedule release day, Johnny. Good morning.
Yeah, the day after. Everybody doing their wow. What do you think?
I found it hilarious yesterday. They're making such a big deal about the 8 o'clock NFL schedule release show, and everybody knew pretty much all of the Eagles schedule. I wasn't really following other markets, but we knew basically the entire Eagles schedule by like 3 o'clock yesterday afternoon.
I liked it because of the fact that I was on the golf course, so I did not. I was not waiting on it. I was not hanging on every word yesterday, so I had no idea. I was just waiting for it to come down. I did get the word on the Christmas Eve game, which I can tell you went over like a fart in church.
Okay.
To the many of the Eagles employee staff.
Sure.
And I can tell you, at least from one Eagles player, the reaction among Eagles players was not positive.
Hey, at least it's at home.
Yes.
You're not traveling.
That is the truth.
Look, at least you're at home. Imagine being the Texans.
They were not happy, though.
Yeah.
It was not met with by Eagles players as a positive.
All right, well.
Even though they're home, even though they are home.
Sorry, hashtag deal with it. You're getting paid lots of money.
Yeah, I know, but that does suck. Come on. It's one of the few nights of the year, and we talked about it, where people with their children. It's a big night with your kids.
Yeah.
And people will not be with their children.
Yeah, well, nor will they on Thanksgiving because the Eagles pretty much got all the holidays.
It's unbelievable.
So today we'll react to the schedule release for the Philadelphia Eagles, and it'll be the difficult task of trying to figure out John's wins and losses. Do you have the envelope? Because yesterday, John Kincaid.
I'm going to give the envelope into the next one. I've decided to give it to Nate.
Okay. Nate Tennyson is running our YouTube today.
Nate's going to get the envelope, and Nate is going to get the 5 teams where there will be 5 losses on the schedule for the Eagles.
So John Kincaid is telling us now that the Eagles are going 12-5. It is our duty.
They are going 12-5, and you will tell me the 5 losses. You will identify the 5 losses.
Bro, you're such a homer that you have them winning 12 games.
Yeah, guess what? You know what I'm a little pissed about is
what?
I actually last night almost texted you and said
15-2.
Can we make it 4?
Oh, wow.
I love the schedule. I love how it breaks.
Kevin Patullo's not the offensive coordinator.
I would like to open mouth kiss the schedule.
Wow.
I love the schedule. I love the way this
up on a Friday morning.
I love the way the schedule breaks. But I almost texted you last night and said, nah, don't be so cocky. Because there is a new coaching staff. There's going to be some bumps in the road. I think the loss of Christian Parker is going to matter. But there will be 5 losses. And young Nate Tennyson, haircut as I like to call him because he always just looks sharp, he will hold the 5 teams that the Eagles will lose to. And if you can name the 5 teams, Andrew, let's just say I'll be very impressed. And I'm going to have the whole squad can play along. Everybody can play along. And you can play along, too, on social media. You tell me the 5 games they're going to lose that I say they lose. And I want to see how many people can do it. Nate will have the answer later on in the show. And we won't give it to you like at 9:55. Yeah. We'll make sure we give it to you at a more reasonable time.
I might figure it out by 7:30 for all I know.
I'm going to tell you, I would just say tread carefully because I think you'll get I guarantee you're going to get a couple of them.
Okay.
But I think you will also potentially trip up. That's all I'm going to tell you.
So he has the Eagles losing to the Titans, to the Cardinals.
Look at this. There you go. There we
the
go.
other bad teams
Should
are playing.
be fun.
All right, so schedule release day. Obviously, any reaction from you, 610-632-0975. Call in, send it to the Davis Honda text line, leave a voice memo to the Davis Honda text line, however you want to be a part of the show. We appreciate you. Is there anything that stood out to you on the schedule? If you want to tell us what your predictions are, if there's any spots that scare you, any spots that you feel great about, there is some pretty important notes to give you that we'll do later on this hour. Jimmy Kemsky had a great article on both the advantages and disadvantages, and there is a glaring disadvantage for the Eagles that we'll tell you about later on this hour. But it's not.
You believe that? You do think there's a big disadvantage? Or is it Jimmy's? Do you believe it?
Yes.
Okay.
There is one major disadvantage.
Okay. Because that's interesting.
Yeah.
Then I will say no more to that.
And I will tell you about that around 6:30 this morning. But it's not just reacting to now the sheet of paper being complete. It's also a day where we react to the press conference that took place yesterday at the Sixers practice facility in Camden with owner Joshua Harris and, of course, president of Harris Blitzer, the sports and entertainment group, Bob Myers. He is not officially a president of basketball operations. He's not the GM. As we heard during the press conference yesterday, he's going to be the guy that leads the search to find the replacement of Daryl Morey. First and foremost, before we play you some of the audio, that guy's a pro in terms of press conference.
Okay, can I say this?
That guy might be able to run for president. I know,
and I feel you feel the same way. We really appreciate the interactions that we got to have personally with Daryl Morey. We did enjoy.
Yes,
I wish that Daryl Morey had given us more opportunities for the audience to get to interact with him.
I agree.
In the times that I had 3 interactions with Daryl Morey in my life where it was one-on-one. Mm-hmm. Every single one of them I walked away going, God, I really like this guy, and I really enjoyed the candidness of the conversation. And Bob Myers, that to me, he seems somebody like a character off The West Wing.
Yeah.
Or one of those shows.
I'm serious. He could run for president.
He could.
Bob Myers could run for the president of the United States.
His answers are slick. He is well put together. He is very, very, to me, very impressive man. Very impressive man. And I understand why he's been successful. I really do.
Yeah.
And you can see it.
So there's a lot to unpack from it. Like, I know there was a lot of GM speak and a lot of dancing around certain questions and finding ways not to answer things. So it's kind of up to us to try to read between the lines. Obviously, a lot of the questioning yesterday was about the future of this roster, not just the replacement to Daryl Morey. And we know what the 2 major questions are. It's, do you trade Joel Embiid? Do you trade Paul George? Those are the 2 major questions. Can you trade both of them? Can you only trade one? Can you move off of both, right? There's so many levels to that discussion. And so I want to play this one first because you and I had different takeaways. You had a takeaway, and if you could explain yourself, about he may not be married to Joel Embiid.
I think he is I think it's clear that, and I say clear because of the way he spoke of wanting he wants to break the logjam of the big contracts. Can we all agree on that?
Yes, and there's a clip that we'll play for you that basically screams that.
He absolutely wants to break those log jams. I believe it's clear to me that if it's up to him, bye-bye Joel. He would like to be clear of Joel Embiid. He is not a big fan of Joel Embiid.
Okay.
I think he thinks Joel Embiid is the major impediment.
It's also an extra year,
I believe,
of the contract, and the lack of availability is a pretty big deal too.
I also believe, just gut instinct, that he thinks that Paul George is the more movable, flexible asset.
Mm-hmm. One less year too.
Correct?
Yeah, I mean, that's big. Like, the years is a big deal.
That's a huge thing. That's a really huge thing.
And so is $67 million, which will be year 3 of Joel Embiid's contract.
And so I am of the belief that is I think Bob Myers, if he was running this organization, it would be bye-bye Joel.
All right. Well, here's some audio that we'll play for you. Let's start with Bob Myers talking about the playoffs, because they were basically trying to figure out, hey, do you continue to run with this core? And they're doing the song and dance of you saw some good things in the playoffs, right?
Yeah.
And here was Bob Myers, and I immediately texted you guys. I know you were on the golf course, but I immediately texted you guys that I needed to have this because I just kind of laughed when I heard it. Go ahead, Austin.
Yeah, I watched the team just like I'm sure you watched the team. The thing I liked was that we got to see, and it's maybe not completely, but we got to see a healthy team, right? We got to see at least in the playoffs for the most part, Joel came back. And when you're healthy in the playoffs, the best part is you don't have any excuses about why you lost. You lost. I didn't like ever going into the playoffs with, well, so-and-so was hurt, and if he had been healthy, we would have. Those hypotheticals aren't helpful. So what is helpful is we played a team, we were mostly healthy, we lost. Okay, let's just be honest about that. Let's acknowledge that. After that, to your question, that's going to be the next leading up to the draft. What do we need to draft? What are we missing? What do we not have? And then the question is going to be, with what we have, how do we get better with what we have? And the final question is going to be, we got mid-level exception. What do we do with that? But back to the other point, I want to partner with somebody that I can have those discussions with in a meaningful way. And I'm going to have those discussions with potential candidates and ask them that question. I don't have that answer today, but our job is to have that answer. It was fascinating to hear from the current staff that I saw yesterday in Chicago what was said at the exit interviews. I find that very impactful. I'm not going to tell you. That's not fair. All of it matters. All these conversations, all the things you learn about an organization when the game is over and you go in the locker room and you talk to the players, you talk to the coach, you talk to the training staff. What happened this season? And until we get all of that, I'm not going to say we've got the answers to that question, but I do know this. We have to get better. We have to find a way to get better.
Yeah, I mean, the guy's presidential candidate, Bob Myers. But early on in that clip,
he said it well, though.
When he talks about, we had a mostly healthy roster in the playoffs. Your best player missed 4 of 11 games. All right, that's almost 40% of the games your best player missed. And then let's be honest. He was not ready to go game 1 against the Knicks. So in 5 of the 11 games, which is 45% of your playoff games, your best player was not mostly healthy.
What does that tell you, though? There's a subtle answer in there.
Well, everybody else was except him.
Okay. That Bob Myers looks at it as, I sort of look at the Sixers as an entity that I can't count on Joel Embiid. I think subtly, he was telling us, I can't count on Joel Embiid. As a basketball team, we can't count on him. Like, the team was pretty healthy because that guy, I don't even count on him being healthy. I just assume he's not healthy. That's how I took that.
See, that's not how I took it.
That's how I took that. I took that as Bob Myers being like, I just pencil it in that this guy is going to an internal organ's going to burst. He's going to stub his toe in the kitchen. He's going to get a whoopsie cold and not want to play.
Hey, he's going to get whatever it is. He could get his 3rd orbital bone fracture.
Whatever, it's going to happen. Something's going to happen. I just assume it's going to happen. I take it as that. That's how I took that situation. Hearing that.
Now, the one that I thought was like the most glaring wasn't even from Bob Myers. So Josh Harris also at the press conference yesterday, and I want to credit Kyle Neubeck, PHLY, because Kyle Neubeck was the closest to asking a question about everything that's going on in the world of Josh Harris, not just about sports and the sport of basketball.
Okay,
but at one point, Josh Harris, I would love to welcome back Joel Embiid, and so it made it seem like, oh wow, so does that mean Joel Embiid is back? But then he was asked about why Nick Nurse was allowed to keep his job. And take a listen to what he says about what Nick Nurse had to juggle, and stop me if this was a 1-year thing. Go ahead.
I think Nick the team played hard for Nick. And, there were a lot of things that happened. I think we all saw where there were various rosters that were available and rosters that weren't available. We were up tempo and then we slowed it down. And he handled all that. And even in the playoffs, the team played hard. And so I think, and Nick's a championship coach. He's won an NBA title. So I think he's earned the right to be here. He's our coach. And moving forward into next season. And so, in terms of the search, I mean, I'll leave that to you. But I think generally, certainly, you talk to your coach, you listen to what they want, but ultimately, his job is not to find the next GM or president of basketball. It's our job.
I just like how early on in that clip, he goes, Nick had to juggle with different rosters, sometimes up-tempo, sometimes they had to slow it down.
And what did that, okay.
That, to me, screamed more about Embiid than what Bob Myers.
Okay, but here's the thing is, though. Who's the basketball guy?
I would say Bob Myers is more of the basketball guy than Joshua Harris.
Who do you think that Joshua Harris has been spending a ton of time with the past week?
Bob Myers.
And hearing from
past year.
So who do you think? No, I don't think the past year, because I know that Joshua Harris has been immersing himself in anything Commanders. So to me, I'm saying to you, he's mimicking.
Okay.
When you hear him talk, he's repeating, parroting talking points that he's hearing from the guy that he tossed the keys to.
Yeah, maybe
Bob
Josh
Myers.
Harris doesn't even know what up-tempo is.
Correct. Like he's no, I'm sure he does. But he's hearing terms. He's mimicking terms that he's hearing from Bob Myers. You hear Joshua Harris talk, they want to move on from Joel Embiid. You hear that. They want to move on from Joel. It's done.
So
they want to be done with Joel Embiid. So be damned yesterday's poll.
Right.
They want to be done.
By the way, 48%.
By the way, if Bob Myers saw yesterday's poll, he is absolutely laughing at the 48%.
48% want to keep Joel Embiid after seeing the package.
He's going, stupid, 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 right. Bob Myers is saying.
Now, one more clip from Bob Myers. And this, to me, was the biggest one. And unfortunately, we had to wait till the very end, right? Like, I watched almost 40 minutes of a press conference where I was like, all right, like I can maybe get something out of that. You and
Austin were a little perplexed by this. I saw around the 15th hole. I saw you were very
so
perplexed by this one.
They ask him about all the contract situation and can you still win with the idea of a big three, which us knuckleheads on the radio have been saying that's not how it works in the NBA anymore.
Yeah, but if we ran a poll this morning, I bet you 48% of people would go, "Oh no, big three's smart."
No, I don't think so. I don't think so. I think a lot of people have realized how bad this bench is over the years.
Don't overestimate.
Daryl Morey, I think the NBA got away from him with the way the league was changing. You said it yesterday when we were reacting to his firing, or 2 days ago. He wasn't very much of a visionary at this stage of the NBA. He did not see the way the league was going. Much like we credit Howie Roseman. Howie Roseman's usually a step or two ahead of trends in the National Football League.
My man Ted got me into hand us our money. Got us into weed stock.
Nice.
Years before every dispensary popped up on every corner.
You're welcome.
And then he got me in on tattoo removal. Which, by the way, you still can get in on it. If you're not in on tattoo removal, 5 years from now, you're going to go, damn, I wish I was in on tattoo removal. Got me in on it early, and it's been profitable. Get in on tattoo removal's the next thing.
All right.
Be visionary. Don't be Daryl Morey.
Daryl Morey stuck with the times that escaped him, and it wasn't working anymore. So Bob Myers was asked about roster construction and whether or not you could still win with three guys on a max contract.
Well, we didn't get it done this year with three guys, but that doesn't mean it can't be done. I think I know where you're going, and I think it's a smart question in that what's the modern roster supposed to look like with the second apron, really, which is oftentimes operates as kind of a hard cap. Depth may be more important than it's ever been. Maybe that's the pace of play. Maybe that's what we require of our players more. Not to say that this model doesn't work, but we have to look at what happened this year and be honest about it and see if we got to be honest about can this model work, right? And that's really the question. And also understanding that depth is key, and you only have a certain amount of resources to spend. So that's all part of the questions. It's all part of what we need to figure out going forward.
And when you say,
what does that tell you?
Well, when you say you only have so much resources, you're spending, I don't know what the percentage of the cap is. I would have to break that down, and math isn't my strong suit. But it seems like more than 50% of the cap is being spent toward three players.
That is correct.
And if you look at other teams around the NBA, now look, some of them, they still have guys on early deals. Like that's why the Thunder are going to be good for so long, because they still have guys on some of their early deals, and they have 75,000 draft picks to keep on adding to that roster. But the Sixers are so jammed up, as you said, with those 3 contracts. You're not going to move Maxey. So it's who are you going to move, George or Embiid? If you
read between the lines and you listen to Bob Myers, he wants to move Joel Embiid. That's the player he wants to move most of all. That's the guy he's saying, please, 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 can we move him? And that's the guy he also, I believe, in his mind, he looks at it and goes, there's the problem.
You also can't have a bench or Quentin Grimes is your lead guy.
No question.
Who can't score. A Dembona who can't do anything. Andre Drummond who has cinder block feet, even though he did all right.
That is the truth.
Like, they need to add to this bench, but they don't have the money for it.
That's the truth.
We're talking about, can they afford Kelly Oubre, for crying out loud? My God. All right, coming up next, more on the Eagles' schedule. One NFL analyst talked about the ease that the Eagles have ahead, but one local reporter pointed something out, John. Dove a little deeper, and it is a bit of a cause for concern for a stretch of games for the Eagles. We'll tell you what next. It is Kincaid and Salchunas, 97.5 The Fanatic.
Kincaid and Salchunas, 97.5 The Fanatic and 97.5thefanatic.com. 97.5 The Fanatic and 97.5thefanatic.com.
All right, it is 6:30 here on Kincaid and Salchunas, 97.5 The Fanatic. Day after the schedule release throughout the National Football League, but of course we're reacting to the Eagles, and it'll be my task and Austin's task and everybody's task at home to try to find out the 5 losses that John Kincaid has on this schedule.
Yeah, I'm playing along with your win-loss game in a different way.
Absolutely.
Is that find the 5 losses, and yes, I almost last night said, let's make it 4.
And it's interesting.
Let's make it 4.
You're not alone. A lot of people online yesterday, very confident in the Eagles' schedule. But how about Dan Orlovsky, who, as we know, is one of the lead analysts for ESPN,
and he married into an Eagles family.
Sure.
And so he is immersed in Eagles culture.
So
whether he likes it or not.
Here was his takeaway on the Eagles' schedule.
This might be the easiest schedule in football. Okay,
wow.
Get into it. From an offensive perspective,
you're saying
starting week 1, Eagles offense, starting week 1, tell me when they run into an elite defense. I'll tell you when it is. It's week 15. It's Seattle. You're going to see a good defense. I think the Rams are going to have a good defense. I like the Giants' defense.
A lot better.
Good. But I'm talking an elite defense. From an offensive perspective, and Philadelphia was going to have a very good offensive line with Sean Mannion. This is the easiest that I've seen so far. This is the easiest schedule when it comes to an offense going against defenses that I've seen so far. They don't see an elite unit till week 15.
All right. He says
he loves
easiest
it too.
schedule in the National Football League.
I'm going to tell you, I love the Eagles schedule. I love it. Absolutely love it. And that doesn't mean that I don't think they're going to lose some games, and they're not going to be perfect, and they're not going to be a juggernaut. Do I think they can be the 1 seed in the NFC? I do.
Wow.
I do. Yeah. And mainly because of the fact that I think the NFC West will cannibalize themselves.
Okay.
And take themselves out of the mix.
It'll still probably take 13 wins to do it.
And I think that the NFC North will probably cannibalize themselves a bit. Whereas I don't think the NFC East will. I think the Eagles can be the 1 seed. I truly do.
Wow.
Truly do.
It's 6:32 in the morning, and we got Eagles could be the 1 seed.
And remember 24. Remember how confident I was 24. How about this? I don't want to pull the trigger on it yet. I got to go a little further.
Are you telling me the NFC title game?
I'm almost more confident that the Eagles will be playing NFC title weekend than I was 2 years ago.
Oh, my God.
Almost more.
You were making reservations in New Orleans.
Well, no, that was
2 years ago.
And I didn't make that till after that Ravens game.
Right.
Till after that Ravens game. That Sunday night Ravens game. I feel let's put it, just go by the schedule and what I also think of the Eagles team.
All right.
I'm feeling good.
All right, so here's a couple questions for you to text in. Davis on a text line, voice memo, Davis on a text line, or call in 610-632-0975. Same number for all of it. Sixers, we reacted to some of the Bob Myers stuff. We will continue throughout the course of the show. Did you get anything from the press conference yesterday that's making you think, all right, this is going to head in the right direction? Do you believe they were letting us know that they will potentially move on from one of the big contracts, and it's not going to be Maxey, it's going to be either Joel Embiid or Paul George? Your takeaways from the press conference. But your takeaways from the Eagles' schedule, do you have that much confidence that John Kincaid has right now where he's almost ready to say NFC Championship weekend, we got plans?
Yeah, I think I'm pretty much almost there.
Oh, my God.
Yeah, I love the way that, but it also, though, remember, it also matters. Remember last year we talked about San Francisco and we said, man, San Francisco, that schedule, the whole thing. I look at the Eagles schedule and I'm thinking the same thing.
I said the same thing about New England. Look where they got.
I love the schedule for the Eagles. I love the way it worked out. And I didn't see it for the first time, like even though I knew some of the games had broken out, because I heard from an Eagles staffer and Eagles player about the Christmas Eve thing.
Yeah.
And just in commentary on something. And I was like, wow. So I only knew a handful of the games. I looked at it and said, this looks good.
All right.
This looks really good.
Well, Jimmy Kempski of the Philly Voice, great article.
Well, he does good work.
Breaking down the advantages and disadvantages of the schedule for the Eagles. And there is a major disadvantage that I will bring to your attention if you saw it. I'm not sure if you saw it, and I wonder if it'll sway your opinion. We'll see. Major advantage. In 2025, the Eagles' opponents had a combined record of 162 and 127 in the 2024 season. Point differential of plus 456. So the following year, 2025, those were the teams they were playing. This year, the combined record from last year for the opponents they're facing this year, 138, 149, and 2. So below 500, and the point differential totaled minus 16. That's a major swing from plus 456 point differential to minus 16 the next season. So there's a major advantage for the Eagles. He also gives some other nuggets, including the stretch of 3 straight home games late in the season, weeks 14, 15, 16. Tough opponents, Colts, Seahawks, Texans, but at least 3 straight home games. That's pretty big for any football team.
Colts, dome team outside.
Yep. And how real are they?
Seahawks team coming off the Super Bowl. A lot of teams, you wonder how they're going to rebound, even though I think the Seahawks are going to be very, very strong. I think that's still going to be a strong team, so there's going to be talk of that. I just love it. And I think the travel worked out. I think the travel worked out for this team, too.
Sure.
I mean, and I said to you, I thought the 49ers game would be late. I thought they would do that, that late. But they have that 49ers game. I mean, the last time, think of it this way. The 49ers game they travel for right after New Year's, that January the 3rd game. They traveled the beginning of December, a month earlier, to go to Arizona. That's nothing. The flight to Dallas is 2 hours. It's like there's the travel really worked out. Like the way that they spaced the travel and everything, it worked out. I love it. There's some weird days of the week, and of course Christmas Eve is going to be the cause of major issues in people's families.
Yeah, I'm sure.
It's it's bad.
I already told Christy. I was like, hey,
it's bad.
By the way.
It's bad. Well,
hey,
I mean,
honey.
Yeah, but the thing is though, is how do you tell children? Like, what do you can't.
Well, I'm not going to that.
But I mean, you can't put the Eagles ahead of your kids.
Coop loves the Birds. He says go Birds every night.
On Christmas Eve?
Hell yeah, man.
No,
you
he's
say
not.
Go Birds and go Santa.
The night before Christmas, he is not going to be going,
It
Dad,
is the night before Christmas, and all through the house, Dad's cursing at the TV because they can't get a freaking first down.
Anybody who tries to spin to me
this year's.
that like my 6-year-old is so into the Eagles, my 5-year-old's so into the Eagles, they're going to be totally into it. You're so full of crap. That's not true. Don't spin it that way. You know it's not true.
Hey, Coop, go get the cookies on the plate for. Hey, damn it, Jalen, throw the football.
See, there it is. That's what's going to happen. You're going to have I can see that.
Run the ball.
It's going to be there's going to be another edition of Silver Linings Playbook that's going to be based on this Christmas Eve.
And plus, Christmas Eve's my booze day, so it's like, yo, Coop, come here, buddy. Let's watch the Birds, man.
Oh, boy.
Now, here's a major disadvantage that the Eagles will have to deal with this year.
What's that?
The Eagles and Chargers got a raw deal with teams coming off of a bye this year. Did you see this?
I did not.
Okay. I'm curious if this sways your opinion a little bit. The Eagles will be playing 4 teams coming off of a bye this year.
Okay.
Panthers will be bye week 5. Eagles play them week 6. Commanders bye week 7. Eagles play them week 8. Giants bye week 8. They play them week 9. So these teams are well rested when the Eagles are playing a lot of games in a lot of days. And then the Colts are going to be coming off of a bye week 13. So for their matchup week 14. Chargers, the only other team. And I read on Fox Sports this morning that there are 14 teams in the NFL that don't have any teams coming off of a bye in their schedule, and the Eagles and Chargers both have 4.
I will let the Eagles confirm this, but I was told yesterday, I am not reporting anything. The Eagles can confirm this, that the Eagles declined to take their bye the week after London.
Okay.
They had their choice. They declined it, and in order to take it later. So
week 10, you'll take that midway through the season.
I think the bye week is perfect. Second week in November,
yeah,
it's perfect. But when you talk about the Panthers game, you're traveling back from London, and then the Panthers, you get the Panthers with that extra.
They're
time.
coming off a bye. That's a tough spot.
That could be a tough spot. Could that be an L?
Maybe. We'll try to figure that out as the show goes on.
I don't know. Did you just get a clue?
Did that change you at all? The 4 teams coming off buys?
No. Did not. Because of the fact why?
Scoff at them.
Nerd Boy has already looked at the record of teams that have had that in the past. I've already looked at the piece where that's been written as far as how teams have done with that. And good teams that are playoff teams, they're rarely affected that negatively by it.
All right. I like that, Johnny.
That's why I am not. I didn't do the research on that. I just read someone else's research on it.
Right, you did. All right, Austin Jones is in for Connor Thomas today. We saw Connor on TV yesterday.
Wait a minute.
I missed that.
Wait a minute. I didn't see it. Wait a minute. Wait a minute.
Connor and his family were all they got him on the broadcast yesterday. I'll show you the picture.
Wait a minute. I didn't see it.
I was watching the game. I was like, was that Connor? And then Bill immediately texted me and Connor saying, I just saw Connor on TV.
Wait a minute.
Yeah, Connor and
just hearing this?
The Thomas family were on the broadcast yesterday. The Phillies were in Boston yesterday, game 3 of that series.
There it is.
Yeah, Connor's
I'm gonna have to swing in and see this.
Yeah, Connor was on TV. I think
what's up with these producers getting on TV? I mean, you already have Silvana.
Connor's boring the person next to him with some stat. He's probably saying, I played a little ball. He's saying, I played a little ball.
Ray got on earlier in the year.
Well, that's because Ray goes to every game. So when you go to every game, there's odds of you getting on the TV at least once.
And Connor's brother is there, I believe, next to his mom.
Yeah, and it looked like he was yawning.
And he's. I thought it was Connor's brother next to her, next to mom.
Yeah.
On the aisle. I thought. I'm not sure.
And he's yawning because Connor's putting him to sleep.
But no, I thought it was next to mom.
Oh.
I think that's.
Oh, that's a Red Sox fan. Okay.
There you go.
Anyways.
I think Connor was boring the Red Sox fan next to him saying, I played a little ball.
Also did for Connor. What do we have on the Davis Honda text line? You can feel the Davis difference by checking them out in Burlington. What do we got?
Yeah, so this is from a listener from Florida. This is Gina. She said, I love the Xmas Eve game. I live in Southwest Florida. We'll be home for Christmas and we'll all be together Christmas Eve. I get my family and the birds in no particular order. I'll take that.
Yeah, my biggest issue.
Is she? I'd like to know her age, and I'd like to know if there are children in the house. It's like with me and Christina and Liv, it's no big deal.
Right.
It's no big deal. I got a 22-year-old. That's awesome. Like for us, it's cool. Not for people with children. It was always a big deal. It was a big
Especially when I'm at my sister's house.
Yeah, I wonder about that. How does that work?
I'm going to be probably driving around 8:30, 9 o'clock, getting Coop home because he's got to go to bed for Santa. Yeah, it might be a late DVR night at the Salchunas household. Maybe.
I told Maddie, I'm like, yeah, so I might not be around for Christmas Eve. And she's like, why? I'm like,
go Birds.
The Eagles play. And she's like, what do you mean? I'm like, work?
Yep. Hey.
It's crazy.
I've been there, brother.
Got to keep the lights on, Andrew.
Hell yeah, man.
Yeah, you do.
All right, coming up next, we won't let them get lost in the shuffle just because Bob Myers and Josh Harris spoke yesterday and because of the Eagles' schedule release. There's another win, another series win. And how about another performance where you kind of say, why can't you do that every single time? But the battle of the lefties, Luzardo got the better end of it. It's Kincaid and Salchunas, 97.5, The Fanatic.
Kincaid and Sal Chunas, 97.5 The Fanatic and 97.5thefanatic.com. 97.5 The Fanatic and 97.5thefanatic.com.
All right, real quick, before we talk about the Phillies, how did you guys feel about the release video by the Eagles? It was a...
Loved it. I loved it.
I saw a room full of...
What?
Just like, all right, let's get this out of the way.
See, I sort of liked it. I liked it.
It was different.
Like, I thought it was different. I thought it was a different take on it. I think the Colts won the day.
I see. I haven't watched all the videos.
You haven't watched the Colts one? The Colts one's hilarious.
No,
it's The Simpsons.
Googled schedules and got them.
It's The Simpsons.
Okay.
See, I'm on the opposite end. I like the Chargers because I don't play it anymore.
They did the Halo,
They did
right?
Halo.
I saw that they did that.
That's lost on me.
Yeah.
That was lost on me. And I did see it. It looked cool. Like, it looked really visually cool. It's lost on me. I don't play it, so it didn't have anything for me.
I do have a favor to ask.
Yeah, what's that?
Mr. Schefter, them Twitter notifications yesterday about 7:45 was just, I thought I was famous or something.
Oh, what, just getting all of them?
Yeah, he was just like retweeting like all their schedules. So my phone, I'm sitting there cooking dinner and phone is just boom, 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 boom.
Did you get from your lady, who's texting you?
No.
You didn't?
I don't have to worry. I don't have to worry about that.
That's good.
You're a
That's
trustworthy
good.
man.
She knows where. She knows where I lay my head at night.
In case people don't know, the video was Jalen Hurts, Saquon Barkley, Jordan Mailata, Jordan Davis, and Jahad Campbell, and they had the entire schedule on like cards, and one at a time somebody would pick it up, flip it around, and tell us what the game was.
I liked it. I thought it was, well, first off, it was creative.
It was different. Yeah.
The Titans always do a great job. Their social media. Did you see the Titans one?
No.
The Titans went out on Broadway.
Oh, yes.
They went out on Broadway and found all the lookalikes. They found the lookalike of Big Dom. They found the lookalike of Cam Scatterbo. They found some funny.
They actually did a pretty good job.
They do a great job every year. Remember the logos?
Yeah.
Remember the logos they did?
Did you guys pick up what Jalen Hurts said in that video?
Yeah, at the end?
Yeah.
That was great.
What
And
did he say? I didn't make it to the end. I'll be completely honest with you.
At the very end of the video, it's something that my wife says to me, not in such colorful terms, on a daily basis.
Oh, I don't know if we're necessarily talking about the same thing. I'm talking about the uniform he was eyeballing.
Oh, no. Okay, go on.
So I believe it's Jordan Mailata was talking about, that'll probably be, someone asked Jordan, what's your favorite uniform, the all black or the Kelly green? And Jordan was decisive, and Jalen Hurts in the background goes, I'd like that white Kelly green to come back.
Oh, so you think that was a little bit of a drop.
And Mr. Saquon Barkley goes, well, you have the power to do it.
Oh.
Well, then that has to be. There's nothing that's in there that's not. Believe me, with the Eagles, there's nothing that's in there by accident.
Right.
And you missed the end of it. At the very end of it, as they're showing the schedule on the graphic, and they all get up to leave, and Jalen Hurts, control freak that he is, has to walk around like my wife, who is Monica from Friends, and push in all the chairs. And he says, you MFers don't push in chairs around here?
What was more staged, that or the Jalen Hurts, Nick Sirianni at the end of Hard Knocks?
No.
Sirianni Hurts. They're like, so we're going to be back. No
that's
doubt.
No, that was not staged. That is Jalen Hurts.
The Hard Knocks one.
I do that here.
Absolutely was staged.
That is Jalen Hurts, who is a coach's son.
Hell yeah, man.
Going, seriously, you MFers don't clean up after yourselves?
Damn right,
Like, you don't push in your chairs?
There are people that have issues with that here.
Come on.
All right, Phil's get the win yesterday, Johnny. Another series win. Magic Mattingly just keeps on.
He just wins every series.
The guy doesn't lose. It's unbelievable. Phillies win yesterday 3-1. Schwarbombs again. This time finally has Trey Turner on base in front of him. 2-run shot, which was big because it was a 2-run win. They won 3-1 yesterday. Schwarber's 2-run shot. Bryson Stott drove in a run later on in the 8th inning. They put up a 3-spot, or earlier in the inning. They put up a 3-spot. Phils win 3-1. And Luzardo looked really good yesterday. 6 innings in not great conditions. They were battling with like drizzle, and I'm sure it was cold and gross.
It was terrible.
Luzardo goes 6 shutout innings, 4 hits, 4 strikeouts. Keller with a shutout inning. Alvarado gives up a run. Duran gets the save at the end there. And our old buddy Ranger Suarez, 5 1/3, no runs allowed. He actually
not efficient though.
He pitched well, but yeah, the amount of innings, he was coming off the injury as well.
Correct. I think they were making sure that he wasn't going to stretch it out too far.
So now here's the deal. Phils are 2 games under 500. At the beginning of the week, we asked, can they get to 500 by the start of the Red Series, which is Monday, May 18th. So they have a 3-game spot with the Pirates. If they sweep the Pirates, they would be above 500. If they take 2 of 3, they'll be 1 game under. And look, even if they're just 1 game under, the hole that they dug themselves out of, this has been a very impressive stretch for the Phillies.
Well, if they get to, if they win the first 2 games of the series, they can get to 500 too.
They absolutely could. Yeah.
You know, so they got that going for them. I told you by next Friday morning they'll be 500. Next Friday morning we will wake up and they will be 500. I don't believe they're going to be 500 by then.
All right.
That's what'll happen.
But they're playing good baseball right now.
Yes, they are. And Magic Mattingly's doing it. Magic Mattingly's doing his job. And I like a Phillies team that just doesn't sleepwalk. And now they somehow managed to just stay awake during games. And their manager tends to and last night it was great. They're in a game and the manager actually talks to players as they come down. He interacts with players. He's giving some advice. It's interesting. They're allowed to do that.
Guy just gets it, you know?
No,
Magic Mattingly baseball guy.
It's amazing that you're allowed to interact with your players during game. You're not you don't have to just
John's in love, guys.
You have to stare off into space.
All right, coming up next, we'll check the poll of the day brought to us by Dr. Avedon Appel and Iron Mountain Men's Health. It's not about the Eagles' schedule. It's about the press conference that took place yesterday. So more reaction to what took place. Are you buying the answer that Josh Harris gave about the luxury tax? Also, we begin the task of figuring out John Kincaid's 5 losses on the Eagles' schedule. That's all he has. We got to figure out what those 5 are. It's Kincaid and Salchunas, 97.5, The Fanatic.